Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro. Hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That is right. This is the show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is episode number 433. It is March 6th, 2024. Hello, everybody hanging out in the Adafruit Discord. We are hanging out there. Take a couple moments to let folks come in. We started a little bit, no, not late, I guess. Maybe a minute late.
We're on time.
We're on time. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We got a packed show. We got a new amazing project. It's a collab project with Brent Rubel. It's using the Memento. It's pretty amazing. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this. We have some fun prototyping projects. We have a shop talk segment, new CAD files. We have a handful of community makes, and of course, a Timelapse Tuesday video. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Oh my God, why did they put this show comments button right next to end stream button?
Oh, wow. It is pretty
Great
close.
job, UX designers. Fabulous job.
I'm sure there's a prompt that says, "Are you sure you want to end the stream?" But let's not test that now. We'll test it later when the show's over. You want to welcome folks in the chat room, Pedro, while I queue up.
Good morning. Shout out to everybody hanging out in the Discord, on the YouTube, on the Facebook. So we got to Wester, we got Jim Hendrickson, Brent's hanging out. We got Aaron, Leedy on the YouTubes. We're also on, did I say Facebook? Twitch.
Yeah,
Twitch. And X. And what's the other one? LinkedIn. Yes.
Yeah, it's all working. All right. Excellent. Well, hello, everybody. You can join the Adafruit Discord by heading over to discord.gg/Adafruit. All right, let's go ahead and jump into adafruit.com/free. You're going to get some freebies if you spend some more money with Adafruit. If your order is $99 or more, you'll get a free Adafruit PCB coaster with a golden Adafruit logo. That's that object right up there. If your order is $149 or more, you get the PCB coaster plus an Adafruit KB2040. That's a lovely dev board with the RP2040 chip and lots of amazing features. If your order is $199 or more, you'll get the KB2040, the PCB coaster plus UPS ground shipping, free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. And if your order is $299 or more, you get all of that plus a Circuit Playground Express. Lovely dev board with Cap Touch, NeoPixel sensors, everything, all the fun stuff. And supplies are lasting. So all of these get automatically added to your cart depending on your tier. So you can get them all. And on top of that, we have a 10% discount code. CameraBot is today's code, good for the next 24 hours. And that is the intro segment. Wee.
All right. Shout outs to Squid.jpg and Hesitant Road.
Hello.
Hanging out.
Director Jim Hendrickson is hanging out. And on YouTube, we have Aaron Leedy. Hello. Welcome to the show.
All right.
All right.
Jumping right into this week's project. This week's project is a release of the face tracking little robot featuring the Memento camera. And just taking a look at the viewfinder here, you can see the bounding box that it's making on my face, and it'll just follow me. How freaking cool is that? Here's a little robot we came up for. The design, we did come up with a different one prior to this when we were first prototyping. Let me know if you want the design for this one release. This one's more for development, so it has all of these stemma, like little vent connection parts there, and then you can have access to all of the ports if you need to do some troubleshooting. But the final design is this simplified one that just has the USB little port on the side here. And the way that this mount is just press fits on like that. And then you can have access to the whole board on the back. So if you want to do additional troubleshooting or just show off how that looks, that's how it is all assembled. So I have this frame part that is connecting a servo down here to the base plate. And the servo, or the horn, is sandwiched inside here with one of our magnetic pins. So you can attach this to magnetic surfaces. And then if you want, you can also, I didn't screw this one on, so the horn just pops right off, and then you can attach it to one of your, like a tripod. Go on I enable this. And this is how I should have been shooting at Star Wars with one of the tripods, so I could easily angle things. Because my thighs are still on fire from having to hold the camera squat to get all of the shots, and then because your face has to be like pretty in the field of view, so it can draw its bounding box at a continuously get down to its level because it wasn't as high on some of the posts that I put it on for propping up for the photo and the video. So yeah, definitely recommend going with a tripod if you want to have this mounted on a desktop or anywhere else. And what I really like about it is just the way that we're showing it off. It looked like it was like a robot to scan you before you go into an entrance or something like that. So a nice little way to cosplay things. Let's see, pretty easy in terms of all of the parts that print out. It's not too many. You're going to need supports on, I think, just like the tripod section of it. And then for the back piece, just this little tab that pops out here that is connecting it to the front piece. And that just press fits in like that. Because of the shape, it like sort of hugs onto the front part of it. And then, you still have access to the bottom there if you need to run down any additional wires. And so when it sees your face, it'll light up the LED, put its little bounding box around, and it'll follow you. And Brent did an excellent job of explaining, some of if you want to troubleshoot or how it's actually doing the face tracking and get access to the code and all that. We'll go over it in the guide section in a little bit. But yeah, I think the thing that we want to brag about with this is like what other face tracking robot toy is there out there? Like we were in Galaxy's Edge, we've been there for many years and they have never sold a face tracking robot. And if they did, they'd probably be like $250 or something. This is like what? $50 in parts, I want to say, maybe.
Close.
$5 servo, like the board itself is like $30. Like, and then the software for this, they wouldn't make it like this where you can easily
it's open source.
USB where it'll load up, even though it's you have to use the ESP tool to get everything in there. You still have access to do that. So I think it's a monumental achievement of being able to create something like this and then just give away all the plans and have the code ready to sort of peek at. I think it's so cool, like having multiples of these together, and like having like I think the first thing I thought of was the Haunted Mansion room where all those faces
they would follow you. Yeah.
So Halloween projects and things like that. There's just so many things you can do with face tracking. So cool. I'm like speechless on
it's amazing. Historically, I think I've only seen Raspberry Pi projects which are like really very chunky. It's hard to be portable with a Raspberry Pi and running all the Linux software like OpenCV. It's pretty cool. So big shout out to Espressive for sharing their code and Brent, of course, for modifying it and making it work with the servo and the NeoPixel ring. And very cool.
Sorry that you mentioned Raspberry Pi. I have to rag on them for like startup time. It's off right now. Let me turn it on, and here's your startup time. You could not do that on a Raspberry Pi. We'd be here for 2 minutes as it booted up, and then oh no, conflict. So immediately boots up. You can see that all the graphics for the overlay on there. It's tracking my face. One thing to point out, it does not work on robots. I tried pointing it at a robot face. The other test we did was, I think, the 3D scan of your face. Like we made those little toys. It kind of worked for that.
Kind of works, yeah. So any face that looks like a face, basically. You can be wearing glasses. Does it work with like a drawing of a face?
I have not tried a drawing.
Right? Like what kind of face? What are the limits of the face detect? We're getting really philosophical.
But man, that is so cool to
It's a face.
just have a robot that can track your face.
Yeah, I really like your design. I like how easy access. You can just break away the other half of it and get right to all the buttons, because like that's one of the hardest parts is like enclosing the very boxy nature and having kind of limited access to some of the ports and stuff. It's kind of a design challenge. So having the first version is really essential. Yeah, because like I don't know, I need to have access to all my JST pens, USB. So you're kind of constrained a lot to that shape, but this really shows how you can kind of encapsulate it in this, very non-conforming shape, the cylinder, and then you can't move the lens. You're really stuck to the lens. So that was a really cool way to kind of have both things, where you have a nice round, cute shape, but then you can pull it apart easily, and then just being able to access the on-off switch.
Yeah. And then real quick, showing what it looks like when you mount it to your
when it's on your shoulder.
So that's cool.
Really elegant, easy way. Have a metal plate that kind of wraps around your shoulder, and then neodymium magnets for the win. Having the tripod thing as an add-on is a really good idea too, because just so many things are, so many different ways to mount things to a tripod plate.
I didn't want to go the route with having to have a thing all strapped to you and whatnot.
They can get really complicated really quick. So
nice this is a design we've been using for quite a while now, where we're just magnetic pins,
magnetic pin
to attach, and then just having the horn that can just pop right off. If you do want to have this secured, you can use the included screws to attach the actual horn that's inside here. You can have a
anytime I use a servo, I always tend to do the same, where I make my 3D printed part wrap around the existing injection molded horn, because it's really hard to kind of print something in FDM that is that has those splines, those very fine pitch splines, and that's kind of what makes it the servo horn like perfect, is those splines. What you got going on?
The other robots following me on the TV.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool that works. I'm gonna show this on the show and tell with Phil and Lamar and be like, hey, this is a demo that you can control. Just move your face around. Cool. Once it'll be at its start position before when it's looking for a face, and then it'll follow you when it does find it, and then when it loses the face, it'll go back to reset back to its start position, and that's how you can adjust where you want your horn to be. So you can pop that off and re-angle it so it's aligned with the way that this metal little shoulder thing is. So because it's just like a little rectangular shape, you can have it line up with that. And to have a really good magnetic connection, we did add additional magnets. We do sell these in the shop as well, and these are just sort of to poke out from here. The reason why we use the metal pin one is just because of the shape. It's like enclosing the two magnets, and then we can use that to press fit inside here. Just makes it easier as a complete assembly. What else can we talk about?
We have some good comments and discussions.
Yes.
Brent is in the house. So Jim Hendrickson was asking, does it have cat detection? And Brent says it does not have cat detection. It was trained on faces, and we didn't train it. Espressive did the training. So all the training data is like embedded in the Espressive code.
Oh, wow.
And that was extracted by Brent, and he tweaked it so that it would work with the servo and the binding box drawing on the TFT. All that's explained in the guide. We'll take a look at it in a minute.
Yep. Just tried a dog. It does not work on a dog either.
Yeah. No animals, just human faces. DJ Devins saying he agrees that servo splines are damn near impossible to print with FDM. They're just too tiny. Yep. Probably with a resin printer you could, but it's easier to just model your thing around an existing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
And some cool gifts from Yanni. Very nice. I like that.
I love
and
that.
If the STL and the step file, they're all available to download. So folks want to add additional things to it. I would love to see Odd J.
Oh my God, yeah.
Have his spin on this, like to have a real face tracking robot would be super cool to see from Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely
not track.
made to work on top of, or to completely, just take apart, use all of the uh, the geometry for other things.
Yeah, we have 3D models of the board and servos and all that stuff too. Cool. Yes, Brent agrees. We'd love to see Odd J remix one of these. Yeah, or create something from scratch, whatever. Cool. Let's jump into the Learn Guide. Are we ready?
All right.
You can drive it.
Go back over to Learn Guide. Where am I? Here we go. And sorry, all my robots are covering my screen. Stuff is. Let me actually turn these off so I'm not. Oh,
Distracted.
quickly point out we have little holes here where the tabs are. If you do want to, you can use screws to completely, have this locked in. But I like how this serves as an indicator that it's on or it's charging when you plug it in.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Very nice.
And then, just to get in, this is how you turn it on and off to access the little switch here that turns it off.
Yeah.
All right, jumping into the guide real quick.
That's your screen? Yep.
Super detailed Learn Guide on all the code, walkthroughs, troubleshooting, everything you want to know about the...
yeah, the origin of the code is originally a camera web servo demo. You wouldn't think that a web server, a camera web server would have face tracking, but it does.
I am trying to go full screen, but my
what do you mean?
Cursor is like trapped in this bounding box, right?
Okay.
So, what you said. All of the origins of the code were to get the original example for it, all the files you're going to need, and then, of course, all of the parts. We listed, like, the cheapest servo that it'll work with, but it also worked with the metal one. I did try both. This is the $5 one, and then the all metal geared one. I think it's like $10. Sounds better. If you want to have like a bigger battery, it should be able to have more torque to turn that. If you add more weight to it, but the cheap one works as well. Trying to keep the cost down as much as we can. The USB cable. I don't think you actually need the SD card. I think it's just stored in memory, but it could be wrong.
I don't think you do either.
But it's there if you want it. Of course, the tripod adapter screw if you're gonna put that on the tripod. Battery, and then some of the cabling down here. The JST 3-pin plug cable that you're going to use if you have a servo already and you want to convert it to a 3-pin JST. The magnetic pin back. Jumper wires to when you're threading your LED ring through the enclosure. Something like that. There's holes. You want to have some way to reconnect it once you thread the wires through there. And we're just using socket and pin jumper wires to connect the LED. And then your various screws. I think, man, I'm glad you had ordered the 20 millimeter long M3 screws, because that is the perfect size for going through that, really long standoff that is on the Memento board, all the way through that into the case. So you're using those to mount the actual frame.
Yeah.
Going through there, and then through the Memento, and then out into the standoffs that are on the...
They're built into the front face,
Yeah. So you need those.
Cool.
What else? Yep, M3, M25 by 6 millimeter for mounting everything else, like for assembling the frame that holds the servo. So these little screws right here. And then, of course, all these that are holding the sandwich together with the servo horn. And that's it. Moving on to the wiring. Brent did the fritzing diagram for this. Pretty easy. It's pretty much after you have all your wires soldered in, it's just plug and play. So it's easy to modify, swap out your servo if you want, or if you want to have like a different LED ring, you can always swap those out because they are made to be modular.
Yeah.
Just going over that. We do have one that has the 3-pin already attached, but again, if you have a servo already lying around, you want to update that. The RGBW LED rings, the plug-to-plug JST plug, the silicone covered jumper wires. Just it'll be easier when sort of coiling it up and bending it. And then here is what your assembly looks like. The jumper wire, the plugs and the sockets. So you'll be able to easily thread this through and then mount it onto your body. Moving on to the 3D printing, all the parts are listed here. The only thing you'll need supports on is going to be the front body, or no, the back body. And it's just because these tabs that are holding out here. And I just list the settings that I'm using for here. It's pretty minimal for like the support density, 6%. And then the overhang. You are going to have to create custom supports. So inside of Cura, there is a little support tool that you can use to just place 2 little boxes on the tabs, and that'll be the only spot where it'll do the supports. The rest of the body has like these giant drafts that all catch, and same thing with, you can't see it here, but the standoff are all drafted like a
very nice.
So they come out really good.
Yeah,
let's draft up even the top here.
Even the
so
that type of overhang is like okay because it's on the inside. It's like it's fine.
You can't see it.
Yeah, very nice.
So it's all good there, and I think that's it for support materials.
Cool.
Everything is
a Fusion file. It's in the link there.
Yes.
So
you got the Fusion file.
Download whatever format.
Let's see, moving on to assembly. So you start off with wiring. After your LED wire, your LED ring is wired up, you can thread those through like we were saying before, and it's just going to go through the holes. This is a good order to go in just because of the way that the cables are on the JST and the pins on the back of the LED ring. So you're not sort of, bending them or crossing them over each other. So it's a good idea to have them in this placement. The frame assembly, we use the M3 by 6 millimeter long screws to attach the servo holder to the frame. You can see the angle of how that is here. One thing you want to pay attention to is just the, it should be pretty easy since it's only 3 of them. And that's mainly because I can't cover over the screen part.
Right. Yeah.
This little part right here will go onto the screen right here. And then just align the motor holder just all flat the way it's shown there. And then the servo mounts from the side. And then you can use that additional space that's there to actually, if you have any wires left over, you can just coil it up in here and you can use it as a little storage for the access wire.
Nice.
Saying before, the 20 millimeter long M3 screws, 3 of these guys are going to attach to the Memento board. And then once that is nice and screwed in, you can go ahead and connect your LED wire, LED ring wire to the JST socket part of that. And this is the main reason here why we are doing this, so that we don't have to sort of thread everything through and then solder it together.
Yeah, it's still modular, and you can disconnect it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good.
So that's what we're doing.
Seems there's enough room in there for the kind of heft of the socket.
Of the jumper wires. Yeah.
So it's nice that you can just kind of like push it up, and it kind of gets retained up there. I can see it there. Yeah. Let me see.
All that cavity to work with.
Yeah, that's great to utilize that empty space, right? It's it ends up being useful.
Save battery on this other robot. I left one of them on all night and had to hurry up to charge it before the show.
Yeah, there is built-in charging, so you can charge the battery connected to USB-C.
Right, after that, you simply attach the back, and then you can move on to assembling your base. Here's what that looks like. I don't know the name of this horn, but it's included with your servo.
Yeah.
You can reuse that.
The two-wing horn, two-arm horn, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. So that press fits in here, and depending on the tolerance for your printer, it should be like pretty dang tight fit. If not, you can go inside of the file, and there is something in the timeline. It's just like the push little, what is it called in the timeline? Each little thing for the history. You can adjust that, like either negative 0.2 or add to the 0.2, but you definitely don't want it to be wiggly because you will feel it or you will see it when it's rotating. So it has to be pretty like tight when you press fit the servo horn into its little position here. The magnet, you're going to have the magnets face down into the little cutouts here, and that's so they're exposed so you can make contact with the metal surface or another magnet. And that's what this guy looks like here, using the M2.5 by 6 millimeter long screws to hold that sandwich together. That's what that
yummy
looks
sandwich.
like. And then you just easily align the little teeth up to the shaft, and that just press fits in there. Again, you can use the screw before you combine the little base plate together to have the horn attached to that permanently.
Yeah, I really like this. When I worked on the AdaBot robot, I had to really be cautious of how I mounted the servo horn because it has to be in the right spot. But something like this, like it doesn't matter. It's a circular thing. Like it doesn't matter where it is as long as it's, you know.
I mean, even this one here, it's not a circle.
It's great. So it's really approachable. Like you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's really clean and like modular. It's non-destructive. You don't have to like solder
everything,
things
all of it,
after it's installed. Like it's all really good.
Yeah, everything.
So anybody who's like starting this, traditionally this would be so much wire and complexity of like having to attach everything.
Like once you
wire everything. And
like once you start soldering things together, then it's like, oh, I can't use this, you know, like for a hero shot, say.
Yeah.
So I was able to disassemble one
off the back, and you're like, here's the Memento. You know, here are all the buttons and everything that's accessible to it. Yeah. So it's really, really good design.
And that's pretty much it. It has enough weight to be able to be held on to the shoulder with the 420 milliamp hour LiPo battery. Can't speak for if you go higher than that, like the 2200 cylindrical or something like that. That should work. And then just showing here that if you want to go with the tripod attachment here, you're going to need support material just on this part right here. And then just so that we're not using both of the two wing servo horns, using the 4 here. And same deal with this guy. You want it to be like the tolerance, you want it to be super tight so it's not wiggling around. Same thing with that for screws to sandwich everything together. And then the 3/8 by 1/4-20 screw just fits right on there, and it is compatible with any tripod.
Very nice.
And that is your assembly.
All right, check out the Learn guide. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, there's more. There's code, so if you want to get the code on there, you are going to have to use the Web Serial ESP tool. Super easy to use. Walks through all of these steps to get that to go. I did it all on the Mac, and it worked. Just worked.
Okay.
Here's the UF2 for that. You download, and it's pretty detailed on exactly how to get everything on there, what button to push to even get into the DFU mode. Definitely read that. And then usage, what is happening operationally, like when you turn on the screen, how it's tracking your face. And then its behavior, once it loses your face, it goes back to position. And then some troubleshooting stuff on how to get the optimal tracking, like having good
lighting,
the distance of where your face is. So all good stuff to keep in mind.
Yep.
He has a nice code walkthrough as well. So here's some of the code if you want to really dive in and start editing stuff. Here's where all this is. Cool. You got face the text stuff. Of course, all downloadable. Check all these out. I have no idea what
really, really great work, Brent.
Yeah, super detailed.
And then if you folks are new to Arduino, or he used Platform IO, which is just a way to kind of, I guess, make the compile time quicker because there's a lot of code to get the camera stuff working. So the platform IO stuff is really good for Arduino users. They probably already know about it, but it's cool to talk about it still.
Yeah, somebody was asking if you could link 2 of them together. That would be so cool, huh? But they kind of look like they're linked here.
Yep. So there's a whole page on using
Platform
IO and setting it up so that it compiles.
It is.
So very nice to have.
This project is made to be modified, remixed.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's very well documented.
So freaking cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Super fun to shoot. Of course, the kids loved it. Being able to, just dress up and take this into Star Wars because it looks like, the aesthetic from it. It just looks like it's one of those droids.
Yeah, it's begging to be like some modeler that's like super crazy in Blender. What's the other one? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. The solid Rhino, yeah, but what's the one? The sculpty one? Oh, I forgot what it's called. Do you remember? No, it's the sculpty one that everybody uses. Anyway, there's lots of it's like a blank canvas for 3D modelers to like add their details and re-release to it.
What you're talking about, I just don't know the name of it.
I know, I forgot it.
Taif is saying it'd be awesome to see a remix where it uses a high quality webcam companion as a cameraman on the YouTube.
Oh, and Tyler, yes. Yeah.
Oh, Tyler. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
On
so freaking cool.
Discord.
Oh, that would be awesome too.
Let's see. It doesn't need an SD card. Okay. So Brent confirms doesn't need an SD card. DJ Devin is impressed with the length of the M3 screws. Yeah, definitely. You'll better to have them and not have than.
You're gonna need
to have them and not need them, and need them and not have them.
You're gonna need that drill.
Screws are great. Yeah, a drill goes a long way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maya Blender. No, there's another one. Oh boy, what is? I can't believe I don't remember what it's called.
Open.
It's great for sculpting. Forget what it's called. ZBrush. ZBrush. That's the one. I used it a little bit back in the day, and it was amazing to use ZBrush.
So long.
But great for 3D modelers. And then Yanni's got just every robot you can think of. You got Gladys. You got I forget this new one from Andor.
Yes,
from Andor.
Oh, yeah. I forgot his name.
These little guys. Yeah, that's a good one. This one I think is from Borderlands. This is of course DB1 from Fallen Jedi. This is it Winston? I forget his name. From the Portal 2 series.
Oh, you're right. I called it Gladys.
Gladys is this one here.
Yeah.
Gladys. And this one is I think Winston. Wilson, something like that.
He's the one with the British accent.
Yeah, the crazed robot. All right, good stuff. Thanks for that.
Awesome.
Yeah, super cool. What a great way. What a time to be live. To have your own $30 board that can do face tracking and throw a little micro servo, and all of a sudden you have a companion robot that can follow your face. So if you want to pick up any of the parts, sign up to get notified when the Memento is back in stock. Camera bots will get you 10% off your order.
So cool.
Amazing.
I'm going to have it track your face on the screen.
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, we got to send one to JP so he can show it off during a unboxing of something. We won't say what it is. It's not super secret, but might as well just.
A lot of people have already received theirs.
Some sort of box. Wheatley, thank you so much, Devin Wheatley, and on the Discord. Yeah, Wheatley. If you want to see a real Wheatley come to life, subscribe to Mr. Volt's YouTube channel. I've been following his project. Yeah, crazy. All right, prototype. Are we ready to switch?
Yeah.
Switch gears. Okay. Yes, birdhouse. IoT birdhouse. We want to feed birds, and we want to take a picture of these birds. Of course, their consent. That's the trade-off. We give them food. We get to showcase their likeness. I don't know what the ethics are on that, but that
eating this food.
So we talked about this last week. One update I did to this project, it's still got the same roof, it's still got the same enclosure. We ditched the injection molded enclosure because we didn't have access to things like the USB-C port, and we needed a way to access the PIR sensor so it's not being obstructed. We added a tray because we realized that having a big deep dish, birds don't want to be digging through it. So we have this tray, and then we added a perch here, so it's a little bit bigger, kind of splays out a little bit at an angle, and you can still have a nice room for it for your bird feed. Another thing I noticed is we wanted to angle it down, and instead of designing angles into it, we're just using these injection molded nylon standoffs. You can kind of see it there to angle it down. Let me see if I can go full screen on myself. There we go. So hopefully this will get a picture. I haven't tested this angled case yet, but hopefully we'll get some better shots. So over the weekend, there's still some bird feed in there. Over the weekend, let's put this here. We got some photos of some birds. This one, yes. So let's take a look at our birds. Start with picture 1. So here's some birds. They're approaching. They're not eating yet. So this is one bird. This is the second bird. This bird probably ate and is like looking around. And here are 2 birds. And you can see another bird feeder in the background. Got another bird. This is a chipmunk.
Oh.
So this is what, this picture here, the chipmunk, that's what inspired me to, let's angle the camera down. Mm-hmm. And the best way to do that.
Flip it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It should work. Because then the PIR is going to be on the top.
Yeah, the PIR needs to be right aligned with where that's going to feed. And you can't really have the PIR sensor be over this area because this is where this is where the board is and the standoffs are, so you kind of can't obstruct it, and there's some header pins that get in the way. So this is the closest I can get these 2 objects. So having it tilt down hopefully works better. These photos were taken before I did the tilts and before I did this tray, or no, I did do the tray. It's just I didn't tilt it yet. So we'll try over the weekend or tomorrow. Spring is starting to happen here up north, east, and you can see in the background here that there's no snow. Hopefully no rain, and we'll try to clear this up. Another edit to the code we want to do is to fix the focus so that the focus is exactly where a bird would be instead of doing autofocus, because sometimes it'll not be, like you see this bird isn't in focus, the background is more in focus. So Brent, if you're listening, we request to lock the focus. I'll ask Liz too if she wants to edit it, so that we can tell exactly where the focus is. And we still need to test out where the right focus is. So I'm actually going to purchase a fake bird and put it right up here where it will be. And then that way we can kind of get some hero shots indoors of a bird, because it's very difficult to get a bird in our house. And even to film a bird in action eating, they get scared as if they see someone through the window. So that's a very difficult thing to do. But at least we have some data here to show what are some
design considerations. I think I know how to cheat this project and get the birds who will not care that you're standing right there. Just take it to Disney.
Take it to Disney.
Every animal
those birds are trained. Yeah, they're trained to like humans, because humans.
That's a good idea, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I know my assignment now.
Okay.
Mount it right.
Yeah, every project. How do I bring this to the Disney park? Yeah.
I didn't want to.
That's funny.
Like, that's where I know every bird or chipmunk or duck is like not gonna give a crap. Eat it out of your hand.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the recent data that we have on this project. I have an email trigger set up so that whenever it's the Memento detects the picture, it sends it, or whenever the trigger detects that if a new feed has been published, it'll email it to me. So that's how I'm able to get these JPEG images. I think they're 800 by 600, but I could set it bigger, but this is just for testing. So that's pretty much what I got going on. Got different types of birds here and a chipmunk, which is very cute. I wish I could see the whole chipmunk. That'd be so great. And if he was in focus.
We don't have them here.
Yeah, I know. We have them up here. So you guys got gators and sand cranes and all sorts of different wildlife. Maybe a python come up in there. Yeah, maybe an owl. Is there an owl here? Yeah, that'd be so crazy to
We
see an
have
owl.
the horned owls, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Brent agrees. You can autofocus right after the detection fires. Liz knows how to do that, but it takes some time to focus the sensor. The bird may fly away. Yeah, there's some
I would just have
considerations
it
there.
fixed to that distance.
Yeah, I would just say like just take a picture at this
don't
fixed
focus.
bracket. Don't do
Stay at
autofocus.
that exactly. Stay at that focus point,
Yeah,
whatever the value
that's why we
is.
want to buy a fake bird so that we can just perch it up here and then do some testing on the different brackets. Because I think it's like 1 to 255 or something like that. I think JP was saying the different brackets that you can do, especially when he was doing the focus stacking demos with the time lapse. He was like testing all the different values. So we'll get it going. We'll get this chipmunk in focus.
How cool!
But very fun. It's really cool to kind of make a feeder and then like work on a project where you're like trying to solve a problem. It's like, how do I get this chipmunk in focus and like keep this chipmunk nice and healthy with all this lovely bird feed?
Let's see.
And it's IoT. So super fun.
DJ Devin is describing all the animals that were captured. You got 2 cardinals. One is male.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was thinking let's run this through ChatGPT so it can tell us what.
Oh yeah, I saw.
What bird is it? Because Liz's project.
I was gonna say, I just saw that.
Describes what's in the image, and this would describe. You can tell a prompt like, just tell me what the bird is. Do your best guess.
Can I brag that Liz released that the ChatGPT video detection before it's available for my glasses. Like the glasses are able to do that, but it's like in beta. It's not like not out.
Funny.
You have to be like in the beta program.
Yeah. There's no caveats, but you know.
No, but it's funny that they can't release this. That it's still in beta. You know.
Yeah.
And it's probably doing the exact same thing that Liz did.
Yeah. It's literally a bird feed. That's
yeah, I was gonna mention that one.
Chirp feed.
Oh, I like chirp feed.
Yeah, I like a bird feed. All right, so that's that one project. We'll work on that, and we'll have something released in the next. So next week we're coming out with a video for just the Memento. We got our hands on
all the features,
the full Memento with the back plate and the front LED plate. Yes. So we're gonna do a nice video to companion JP's unboxing. Just to kind of highlight some of the features, and we're going to try to get some really cool time lapses and showcase all the different stuff in the Circuit Python fancy camera app that is for the Memento. So that's next week, and then the week after we'll have plenty of time to capture some wildlife with the nice fine-tuned in focus animals. So that's what we're working on. In the back burner, I've been working on this project idea. Let's focus y'all. So LED noodles. We have a new shape for an LED noodle. This was the original, or the main idea is going to be, let's take these 12 volts, 600 millimeter long LED noodles and use the Neo, the Cutie Pie BFF, those add-on boards from Cutie Pie. Let's see if we can power this with the Cutie Pie, the Neo RGB driver and the Power BFF board to power these 12 volt LEDs, because these are they're power hungry. This is just a test, and we'll get into it in a minute. But that's like the kind of the briefing. That's like the intro to this. Like, let's make a project with those new boards to power a long LED noodle strand. These LED noodle strands only come in this one color right now. We'll probably have more colors, but again, it's long. It's 12 volts, 600 millimeters long. They're lengthy. So I started seeing a lot of inspiration on Pinterest and Instagram of Edison, Thomas Edison style light bulbs. They have these crazy coils. So I figured, how would I 3D print a coil holder? So I worked on that. I got this 3D printed coil that houses, the LED noodle. This is a 300 millimeter noodle. It's only 3 volts. So I have a little coin cell battery here. And it worked out really cool. It's springy. It's like, it really has a boingy effect. It just press fits. There's no glue. I soldered these silicone wires to it just to kind of get the shape idea. So it retains its shape. It's nice. And it's like, well, how did you print this? It's kind of a difficult thing to print upright like that. So I have a video here of me printing it. Let's see if this will work. Nice. Let's go back here. Let's go over here. Let me see if I can do it again. There it is. So tree supports in Cura slicer, tree supports is a what it sounds like. They're the support material that kind of branches out like a tree, and I haven't really used them yet. So this was my first print where I kind of wanted to use them. So this is my Cruelty SP1 printer, printing it in just regular clear PLA. So it came out really good. I have a page that I can share. This is the support settings I used. Cura has its own kind of landing page, I guess, on how tree supports work. This is what kind of a demo of like what it's supposed to do. It looks like a tree. These branches that kind of come out and are supported under the overhang features on your model. So here's some ideas of it. This is what traditional support material looks like. It's very much like a zigzag kind of pattern. So I gave it a shot. I haven't really needed to use it before, but I thought this coil shape would benefit from these
Perfect
organic looking supports, and it worked out really well. So there's plenty of videos on using tree supports as well, but it was relatively new to me, so I figured I'd try it out on this coil shape, and I'm going to try to do a really long one. So I'm going to make this work with this very long 600 millimeter long LED noodle. So that's kind of the shop talk, I guess. If you haven't used tree supports yet, give it a shot on something like this. What was really interesting is the support material came off in one piece, and I had to like unwrap it, uncoil it, and it came off. I don't have the photo to share, but I shared it to you. It was like just this tree structure, and it was like fully intact. So that was kind of cool to see that your support material is like a form of art in itself, which is kind of neat. So yeah, just a test. We'll see what other kind of 3-dimensional fun shapes we can do for LED noodles. Because traditionally I've been doing just flat things, you know, because it's so easy to just print something flat in a shape. But it's cool to see a 3-dimensional shape that utilizes.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah,
I'll be on the lookout for a cool shape.
Yeah, let's try to come up with some cool shapes. Let's see this kind of slinky kind of shape. Yeah. Coils, very fun. And this is a regular CR2032 coin cell battery. Very nice for these type of projects to test out your noodle. I got them soldered to these silicone wires because they're more flexible. And again, this just press fits. You can see it's kind of popping out right there, but it has a really nice tight fit. And hopefully, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, these LED noodles have a different profile. They're differently shaped, so they're a lot flatter. So I had to kind of update the profile that creates this shape. I have to kind of tweak it a bit because it's a lot more flatter on this, and it's a lot more wider, I guess, because of the current that it has to pass through. It's a little bit more thicker. Let me change my lens real quick so that it's a little bit more there. You can see how they're just so much thicker.
Wow.
So it's only going to bend one way, which is this way.
Oh.
And it's a lot flatter. It's more like a flat tapeworm kind of. So you can see it's nice and thin there and then wide here. So that's the kind of design difference in these noodles.
So the one that's hooked up to the coin cell is not the 12.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the 300, and they just have a different. They have a different kind of profile. You can see it's more round all the way around, and you can see the wire is like less pronounced. I guess it's less thick. And here's the 12-volt noodles. See, they're a lot more thicker because it's passing more current. So that's the kind of.
Wait, so if it only bends that one way, is it going to be able to do the coil shape?
Yeah, you can see it coils.
Okay, yeah. Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's just that I have to tweak the profile of this thing because it's no longer round.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can see how it's more round. I have to make it like more flat and longer. So I have yet to update that. But, it's stuff in the background that I'm working on.
Super cool.
Yeah, so that is the kind of thing. And then figuring out like the length of your coil to follow the length of this noodle was kind of a challenge too, because of the way Fusion does or doesn't do a loft command. It's a little weird. And then storing these is another challenge too. So
Bags.
yeah, so that's what a little bit of a shop talk there. Couple different things going on there. New noodles, new problems, right? Yeah.
So yeah, nice little chat discussion about printing clear, getting the most clear, translucent shape.
Sure.
And he's got a bit of white air related clouding. DJ Devin is mentioning the more walls that you have, the thicker the walls, the less clear it's going to be.
Yep, this is true.
So yeah, Taith writes thick nozzle. Yeah, so like a 0.6 or a 0.8 millimeter nozzle is definitely going to come out more translucent than like a 0.4. Less walls, maybe like 1 or 2 walls.
Yeah.
Rigidity.
Yeah, this coil is about 1 or 2 walls, and I try to make it as thin as possible, but still, not super thin where it like has trouble extruding. But I'm impressed with the way that this is like able to flex. It's just the nature of the shape, and you can kind of see underneath. It looks pretty good, especially when you turn it on. Like the diffusion is pretty good. Like,
I think also using PETG will help too.
I think so, maybe. I haven't tried it, but this is just regular clear PLA from like Matter Hackers. But can you see the layer lines there? It's still a little stringy, but that's a pretty good quality print for something so thin, and you think it'd crush when you do this, but it's not. It's pretty good. You can kind of expand it out a bit too. Amazing that it just doesn't crumble in my hands, right? Yeah, so whoops. There you go. Anyway. Cool. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, the springiness is mind-blowing. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be springy at all. Figure PLA is pretty rigid, so.
Yeah. The thinner it is, it can get more flexible.
Yeah. Cool. We got...
Jump into this week's Timelapse Tuesday for community.
One second. Whoa. We got new CAD files. Shout out to DJ Devin again. DJ Devin did a commit. He did a PR for a 2.5 pitch RGB matrix panel. So thank you for that. He's added that. And then I'm doing some more part requests. Recently, somebody wanted the BNO 085 Stemma QT. This guy here, it's that IMU, inertial measurement unit. It's a 9 DOF sensor, and it's Stemma QT. So if folks want that in their product or in their projects, check it out. We got a STL step file, Fusion, and a JPEG, so you can take a look at it. I think, what was another one? The audio BFF was also added.
Nice. So
that's the it adds audio to your QT Pi, and also an SD card, which was a new part that I had to find from DigiKey. It's a Molex part, but yeah, it's an amplifier add-on to your BFF-sized dev board. Also added the reverse feather TFT. Where is it? This one. This is the ESP32S3 TFT feather with the reverse TFT. It's got those 3 buttons on the back here. And yeah, folks wanted that one, so I added it up there. And that is, I think, all the parts we have that are new in the CAD parts repo. So check those out.
And Devin said he added a 5mm pitch panel as well.
Yep. We talked about that last week. That's also there as well. So check those out. Yeah. Those are the updates this week on GitHub CAD parts. Yeah.
All right. The community makes.
Yes.
5 minutes in the show left.
All right. We'll run through them.
All right. This week, community makes is just in time for Easter. We got this locked gear Easter box. So it has this cool little gear that locks the whole box. You can kind of see it there. Yeah. All the gears turn. And I really like this little indicator up here that shows you when it's locked or when it's unlocked.
That is so cool.
Right?
Yeah, it's a kind of a rack and pinion mechanism.
Yeah. Check
That's
that on the
super cool.
inside.
All prints in place.
All print in place.
Mind blowing.
Yeah. So I had to do like the horizontal expansion for this is like -3. So some of the gears at sometimes don't touch. But I tried like 0.2, 0.25, and it just, like you can see right here, this one is already out of place. But that's the only way I could get it to print without it fusing. So I have to like re-level the printer for that.
Right. Yeah, that is very tricky to design and to 3D print.
Mm-hmm. The rainbow filament that I used, you can see here how it changes from like a blue to a purple to a blue.
Yeah.
The one I did for the time lapse, man, it was so perfect the way it went from like green to purple on the back, but then of course that's the one that fused together. So.
Oh, I see. Let's take a look at it. I'm gonna add it to this stage. Yeah, that looks very nice. Yeah, it's green and like a red, brown.
And finally purple.
It's crazy that it prints with so much overhang on the bottom. Is pretty much the top, right?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Kind of see the little bit of drooping, but because it's on the inside, you don't really see it. Yeah. Of course, this is supposed to be made for a bamboo printer, so they do the M3 file with all the colors in there. I can just print the single color one. But man, this thing is so cool.
Yeah, this was
it is a paid model.
It is a paid model. Mm-hmm. It's been discounted 25%.
Yeah.
$2.84 USD.
Man,
this is from 3D Tech Designs. They have fantastic gifts. Looks amazing in multicolor. All the details and stuff. So it is multicolor. It's not like color swap with the filament.
No, this is multicolor.
That is a lot of colors.
Right.
Wow. Impressive. Right. Wow. Yeah, we really need to get a bamboo printer.
When they release their new one and all the other ones are on sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, the way that like Cura can't open up the Bamboo Studio file, so I was gonna do at least a dual color one, but it's not there.
Yeah, bamboo textured PEI plate. Yeah. But I want the bamboo just for the speed. I want to print faster with the stuff. Yeah. Great for your chocolates. Story of chocolates. That's really what we want. We want chocolate. Holiday with chocolate is okay with me.
What's that?
I said any holiday with chocolate is okay with me. Anyway, check it out. Designed by 3D Tech Designs. It's a paid model, but very cool part. And you're fiddling with your. What do the kids think? Do they like the? Yeah.
Yes, I like how you can see through into the gears, like clock.
Hey, DigiDevin says there's now a CAD Parts RSS feed in Discord, so you can always check it out. You can always get your update on Discord whenever I do a commit or anyone does a commit.
Awesome.
Yeah, kind of feels like an old clock. How you can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Knowing how a rack and pinion works. Yep. Now add pneumatics for power steering.
Right.
Right in place. Yep. Yeah, I did a rack and pinion a long time ago, and it was fun. It was like a wacky. Do you remember the rack and pinion? Let's do a quick detour. I know we're like 1 minute, but real quick, just type in rack and pin. There it is. We'll just look at the GIF and it'll speak for itself. There's my rack and pinion project. You see the googly eyes? See that's what makes it chef's kiss. This is a fun project. And it just sits on your desk and does that all day long and stares at you. Moving on to community makes. First up, we have a Raspberry Pi 5 case posted by Alex Raresh. Posted up their make of the Raspberry Pi case. Snap fits, holds your Pi, has access to a couple ports. Looks good. Thanks for posting that. After that, we have a remix of the Zelda Master Sword, posted up by Free Karate 3D. They pretty much remixed the sword so it has some of the kind of easier to work with LEDs that don't require a lot of soldering. This has like a built-in remote, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like right on the surface of the prop. So that's pretty cool. Nice breakdown here of what they did and a little YouTube video as well of assembling it. So pretty cool. I like it. And after that, we have I guess is it a remix? No, it's just a make from Thomas. Thomas uploaded their make of the Guardian Sword from Breath of the Wild, the Zelda video game. And they got it mounted on their wall. I think also used different LEDs because you can see the plug is in there. Real quick, I want to highlight this comment. This was really hard to do. Yes, it can be. Absolutely. It's too small to fit on their printer. It was awesome. Son loves it. Did not install a battery. Hooked it up to USB charge. Oh, okay. And did not use the pricey NeoPixels. Great model. Thanks a lot for sharing this. Yeah, that's why they're there. Definitely use what you got. Looks really cool. And that is this community's make. I kind of rushed through them. Sorry. I apologize, but we're kind of low on time.
It's only 3 of them, yeah.
It's only 3 of them. But there we go.
Redo it when Link movie comes out.
Yeah, maybe.
Be forced.
Yeah.
Or a new video game.
Yeah, we just need to stay away, get away from the trinket.
Yeah. Unless there's a prop maker trinket.
Interesting. How do you fit all that? Yeah, I know. Maybe it's the feather is just the right size.
I know.
The battery charging, everything you need. All right. Well, you guys got an idea of what we got next week and the week following. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in, supporting Adafruit. Don't forget this coupon code is good for the next 24 hours. Camera bot. Memento's out of stock, but you can sign up to get notified when they're back in stock.
Thais said there are AdaBox subscriptions that have opened up. Wink, wink. So
okay.
The only way to get the Memento and the wait, no, it sounds like I'm spoiling it.
Yeah.
If
you want to see what the secret products are in the AdaBox, you can, I guess, sign up.
Nice.
So check out adabox.com and sign up if you aren't a subscriber yet. We're planning to have a couple more this year. And we'll see what's happening. It's a great way to get guaranteed new hot stuff.
Yeah. Check out real quick in the Discord. DJ Devin posted his remix for the Memento case. He's got some cool buttons.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
How freaking cool is that?
That's dope. Yeah, I like all the indentations and everything.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice and smoothed out.
Yeah, I'll definitely print it out too if you can get the files up there.
Oh, I like the shutter button there.
Yeah, it looks good. Cool. Maybe CPU, maybe that'd be cool.
Yeah, spring break. So
no show next week.
Not doing the show next week. We'll release the Memento features video project though. That'll come out next week, but no show next week because all the kids.
I forgot. Yeah. It'll be hard to with the full house kids. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be back in the next 2 weeks then. And then tonight. So again, thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. But tonight we have 2 shows, starting with Show and Tell. We invite you to come on Show and Tell. You can join the Adafruit Discord and get an invite link shortly before the show so you can share your projects. It's tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then shortly after follows Ask an Engineer at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Full hour of open source hardware news, new products, Ion MPI, and more. I'm not sure if JP's having a workshop, but normally JP, John Park, does a workshop show, live stream when he can on Thursdays. Fridays are either Tim Foamy Guy or Scott Shawcroft doing deep dives in CircuitPython. Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. Get a full list of shows on Discord by using Showtime, !Showtime. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tonight. We'll try to make it on Show and Tell, but sometimes things come up.
Oh my god, yeah. Last week my kid fell and broke his hand and chipped his tooth. It's like,
yeah,
seriously?
he's recovering though. It's his first time.
It's fine.
Well, I guess the second time now, huh? Breaking a bone. Yeah, remember when he fell on the playground?
And then the other one runs into a wall and then runs into the side of a table.
Hence why we're not doing a show next week. You gotta really watch these kids. Thanks everybody so much. We'll have another coupon code tonight. We won't see you next week, but the week following with some more fun show stuff. Thanks everybody. We'll see you. Remember to make a great day. Bye, everybody.
Week after.
Bye.